there, Shalene here with another upbeat message. And oh my goodness, it's good to be happy. And you might think that some people are happier than others, and that maybe it's not fair, but it's not an accident that some people are happier than others because they decide to be. That doesn't mean that bad things don't happen to them. It just maybe they decide how they're going to handle it, and they're going to smile about things. I live with the happiest person on the planet. Joe is awesome at feeling positivity, starts each day with just a smile and energy, and he is a great example for me of being cheerful. I had some grandkids here recently, and my little grandson Charlie is just the most optimistic person you know, and he's only 4, but he just finds a positive. Yeah, even when I'm wrong, I learn something from it, Grandma, and then I do better. And he just has this awesome attitude. So I taught him optimistic and pessimistic when he was here. And on the whole time he was here that day, I just kept talking about the glass is half full. And how do you see it? Is it half full or is it half empty? Well, the optimist sees it as half full. Same glass, the pessimist might see it as half empty. Anyway, it was just really fun by the end of the day for him to cheerfully tell his mama, optimist. But it is something that you have to decide to do sometimes and get yourself maybe out of a rut and do better at it. Um, they People who are happier probably focus on the good things and less on the bad, even though both things happen to them. I was at a training once where a fellow named Hal Enrod, he has written some really good books that I've read, and he had done some Cutco knife training. Now, we've all been approached to listen to a Cutco knife demonstration. That was his job, calling people to get uh, scheduled time to come and have him sell you knives. But what he was trained to do, he said, you're going to get rejection. You're going to get people who say they'll be there and they aren't there. But what he was trained in that time was 5-minute rule. You have 5 minutes to be upset. But it's okay to be upset. They weren't there when they said they would be there. They messed up your routine. You had a goal and you went all the way out there and then they weren't there. It's okay to be upset. But 5-minute rule. 5-minute rule is after that 5 minutes, you have to let it go. You have to let it go. Sometimes 5 minutes doesn't seem like long enough because you're really frustrated and really upset. But the more you practice the 5-minute rule, the easier it gets. There are things that are out of your control. So 5-minute rule, after that 5 minutes, you have to let it go. I thought that was a really awesome example. In the gym, when we're lifting weights and we're trying to get stronger, it doesn't get easier. It doesn't get easier. You get stronger. So you're trying to do better, but you have to get stronger to do better at it. But you're better equipped to handle the things that are going to happen if you're practicing at getting better at it. So keep growing, keep lifting. It'll be awesome. So life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond to it. So to end my message today, I'm going to share a story with you. I call it the yardstick story. It was long ago. I was expecting child number 6, and I was about 6 or 7 months along. I was in charge of a big night at the school, a gallery night where we were putting up hundreds of pieces of art to be on display for the parents to come and see that night. We were doing it in the gym, and the gym is the PE teacher's domain. And she said, yes, you can do it, but no kids can be here while you're setting up. I don't want my things messed with, and no kids can be here. Well, I'd gotten someone to watch my other kids. I'd gone to set things up, but somebody that came to help me with it had brought one of her children. During the setting up stage of that night, the yardstick that belonged to the PE teacher got broken. And I heard through the grapevine how upset that PE teacher was. She was livid. She was so upset about her broken yardstick. And I got so upset. Now, I was hormonal. I was pregnant. I had worked really hard, hours and hours and hours to make this night come off. And this PE teacher was upset about a yardstick. Oh, I was so mad that she could be so mad about something so small and insignificant that I went home and I typed up a 2-page letter, single spaced, typed frustrations. I'm never going to volunteer again. This and this. I don't know. I just was letting out all the frustrations. It was ridiculous. I remember printing it out and giving it to my wonderful husband, Joe, to read it and give me his opinion. And he read it and then he said, well, now you can rip that up and throw that away. And I knew he was right. I knew that was the right thing to do. And I did. I ripped it up and threw it away. And I went to Walmart that night and I bought what was then a 76-cent yardstick and a $2 bow. And I put the bow at the top of the yardstick and never said a word to the PE teacher. I just, as I dropped my kids off for school the next morning, handed it to one of the kids and said to give it to the PE teacher. And they did. And all I heard back was praise, 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 praise. Oh my goodness, here's my yardstick. Oh my goodness, it's so great. And I thought to myself, if I'd have handled that as frustrating and upset as I was, frustrated and upset as I was, and sent that letter, it would have affected all the rest of my children, all the years at that school, my relationship with teachers and the PE teachers, which were so positive, it would have affected all of that. Life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we respond to it. So, going to encourage you to smile, choose to be happy, be an optimist, stay upbeat, positive, have a wonderful day.